the witnesses of objectification. Illusion, physical reality. It creates an illusion of objective physical reality, where important aspects of the natural experience are either hidden or misrepresented, and where in actual fact the body is not engaged in what it thinks it is, or has been trained to believe over the course of millions of years. Objectification always provides a limited sensory stimulus, of which would, in a natural circumstance, complement each other. It is not required to make judgments regarding someone's suitability as a mate, as human beings are extremely good at determining this. The shape of another's body can be deduced and or evaluated from afar. Creates false stereotype of what is desirable in a long-term partner. It creates a false stereotype of what is desirable in a short-term partner. Scientifically, there is no ideal body, only ratios, symmetry, and defining features. Can corrupt our ability to make judgments regarding someone's suitability as a mate. Provides a sense of personal glory, of physical accomplishment, makes one feel like they have an object. Apparent self-objectification appears to make people of the opposite sex happy, and so may be used for this purpose. Apparent self-objectification may be seen as the opposite of ignoring, and therefore objectifying people of the opposite sex, and so it may be used for this purpose. Provides a hormonal rush, which can enhance the desire to perform well in general, including the obtaining, maintenance, or increasing of one's physical fitness. One must turn an experience of objectification, encouragement of a psychological illusion, into something good to get over it, to not be psychologically damaged, and so it can encourage one to exercise, work, etc. Makes fight sports more viable. Makes violent movies, games, and music more attractive. Provides those who have interacted with the subject emotional strength generally directed towards the protection of the subject, as opposed to the seduction of another, thereby empowering the objectified. Enhances the feeling of importance experienced by those when interacting with the objectified subject. Apparent self-objectification may be used to bring honour and status to a person or group of persons by the objectification of one or more of their opposite sex comrades. Cheerleading, class dressing, tolerance of the apparent self-objectification of one's children or those they are responsible for. It increases the attractiveness of stimulants which overrule the inherent attraction of objectification. Music emulative of the opposite sex, sensual music, drugs including tea, coffee and tobacco, depressants which negate the effect of objectification, allowing for realistic thought processes to persevere, drugs including alcohol, music emulative of the same sex, and things which draw our attention to them in general, addictive drugs which in an addiction they may be satisfied for relaxation purposes, loud repetitive music. Tolerance of objectification encourages activities and drugs used to clear and focus the mind, e.g. cigarettes. Some form of apparent self-objectification may involve emulating a naked body except for colour and texture. With human edge memory being dependent upon texture memory, one is able to compete with the objectified without exposing themselves, yet for the same reason, one's intentions are easily mistaken for objectification by the subconscious. Objectification in contemporary media creates an illusion of three-dimensional reality. There is nothing in our system that has evolved to compensate for false imagery. Objectification in the media may involve stationary capture, image of a human, that supports the illusion that they are an object without subjective significance. The capacity of objectification to influence a person is dependent upon their distance to the objectified. In media-based objectification, without high definition and or without graphical touch-up, natural, inevitable, physical limitations are hidden. In non-media-based objectification, socially acceptable spacing allowances of approach prevent natural, inevitable physical limitations from being observed. Apparent self-objectification in the media, as with objectification in the media, can make one feel like they have an object. Apparent self-objectification in the media can make one feel like they have an object, and therefore make them less affected by the apparent self-objectification of others. Apparent self-objectification encourages others to think that their physical imperfections, think of them in order to deal with their illusion, the illusion of objectification, physical imperfection, physical perfection. An experience of objectification in an act or media presentation can help one get over an experience of apparent self-objectification in the real world, because the person in the media is likely to be more physically attractive than the person in the media is likely to be more physically attractive than the person in the real world.